Okay, so let's get into the Diddy of it all. First of all, let's start here. Sources say Diddy's kids are taking his incarceration really hard. It's heartbreaking. Okay, he has 3 minor children, two of whom now have no living parent available with him incarcerated. 4 of his 7 children have neither parent available with him incarcerated, the source explained. It's heartbreaking to see the children in the state they're in. The insider told the outlet, this is their father, but to them, he's not Diddy, he's dad. He has always been a loving, devoted father, they continued. Was denied. Listen, in today's news, shout out to Chris, 2 things can be true. This was my comment. Sure. You know why? Because I don't believe there's a version of Diddy that his daughters, only see. I don't believe that. I honestly feel like there is something to be said for the way the twins have been marketed. I'm gonna say it like that. There is something to be said for the way the twins have been marketed. Dressing alike, looking like fucking bookends and shit. Yeah, that's cute when they in middle school. But when they in high school and they're becoming young women and we're constantly seeing them looking like some nigga's fantasy, when their father is somebody that provides said fantasies. I'm sorry, y'all. I am not one of these people that feels like Diddy's children have not met the monster version of him. I think that's ridiculous that y'all even think that, because anybody that's lived in a household with an abusive parent knows that the people in the house usually get treated just as bad, if not worse, than the people outside of the house. Especially when you consider the fact that Diddy may have had some type of incestuous relationship with his own mother. Allegedly, possibly, maybe. And I had said this because, people been putting it out there. Lovely T and them, they've been talking about the fact that his mama is suspect in the situation. Yes, Diddy's mama, Janice. I never really liked that lady, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all, every time I would see that lady in pictures and all of that, she always weirded me the fuck out. You got all that money. Why is your wig still this cheap? Freddie ain't the only one that said that. There are other people that have said this. But let me tell y'all something. The type of shit that Diddy does, I feel like with the psychology, degree that I don't have, but the know-how that, that I have in my mind, bitch, tells me that the way Diddy feels about women, the things that he does to people, he does not like women, period. They're of use to him, but he has a deep-seated hatred. The only reason you would have a deep-seated hatred like that for women is because on some level you hate your mom. You can't express to your mom that you hate her, so you actually act it out with other women. And we're going to get into what he did to one of these women. Trigger warning, everybody. But to me, and I was watching Mr. Mercedes. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Mr. Mercedes. Stephen King novel that turned into a series on Peacock's. Really good. But the killer on there had an incestuous relationship with his mom. His mom molested him, even as an adult. He then goes and murders people, like horrendously murdering people. Rolled over a woman and her baby, just rolled over him. Okay? And in my mind, I'm like, this is just a TV show, a book. But in my mind, this is a way for you to understand that when a person does something that's up as the shit that Diddy is accused of doing, it's probably because somebody fucked him up a long time ago. And that brings me to the mama. Now, I was watching Ashley Say So. Shout out to Ashley Say So, another one of my favorite YouTubers, girl. And she was talking about how back in the day, Janice used to basically run somewhat of a modeling agency / hoe house is what it's given. So I want y'all to think about Scrappy and Deborah, his mama, Mama D, and how he grew up in a whorehouse. And I believe that there are some people that they don't go to the extremes that Diddy has went to. Okay. But it's something about whenever women either are fucking around their children, have a lot of fucking going on around their children, or have done some real fucked up shit to or around their children, it does something to boy children. I don't know what it is, but it seems like, especially with the boy children, it flips something inside their damn heads when they see their moms in those types of positions. So I definitely am looking at it like breeding ground for assaulting little boys type of vibe, right? And y'all don't think about it as assault a lot of the times, because if it's a woman in a boy child, y'all don't see it like that. I was literally just watching an episode of Martin, y'all. And the episode of Martin, they joked because Tommy has said that his first he one of his teachers was his girlfriend, and she taught him the true meaning of missionary. And they laughed about it. And then when Cole said that something happened to him, and Martin said they fired him, didn't they? And then everybody bust out laughing. But the difference in the way in the 90s, the crowd is reacting to Tommy saying that an older woman had sex with him. And then when Cole says an older man had sex with him or tried him, whatever. But what I'm saying is, as a society, we have been viewing these things in a different way, and it's not different. It's not different, y'all. It's not different. The boys that are assaulted by women when they're children, they grow up having effects of that. How they handle women, how they treat women, how violent they can be. It has a lot to do with them being assaulted as children by women, but it not being viewed as assault in the society that we live in. That's the issue. That's a problem, y'all. That's a problem. I need y'all to check in on the kids, because that could possibly be a culmination of how we got here with Diddy. Okay. Now, I'm only going to read this last one because I feel like, once we done with this one, we don't need to read nothing else. Hold up. I ain't gonna let the video play, but I'm gonna read it to y'all. This is the woman here. This is the latest lawsuit, y'all. And there's so many in this, people in the comments who obviously did not read what happened to this woman. Look, and seen. They all trying to act like it's a lie. It's a lie. Oh, I'm so tired of this. I need for y'all to understand that Diddy was doing this at such a high level. There are going to be so many people coming out. There are going to be so many people coming out, y'all. And y'all might as well go ahead and uninstall Instagram, because that's what they're going to be posting about every day. Diddy is going to be in court for years dealing with this, because nobody stopped him. Because when we were watching it happen, everybody was laughing and looking away and acting like nothing was happening. And this shit was going on in front of everybody's face. Let me read y'all with the AP News is saying, okay? Another woman sued Sean Diddy Combs on Tuesday, alleging that the music mogul and his head of security arred her and recorded it on video at his New York recording studio in 2001. So 24 years ago, 23 years ago. The lawsuit filed in federal court in New York, the latest of several similar suits against Combs, comes a week after he was arrested and a federal sex trafficking indictment against him was unsealed. Thaila Graves alleges that she was 25 and dating an executive who worked for Combs in the summer of 2001. Combs and Joseph Sherman lured her to a meeting at Bad Boy Recording Studios. She said they picked her up in an SUV and during the ride gave her a drink, likely laced with a drug. According to the lawsuit, Graves lost consciousness and awoke to find herself bound inside Combs' office and lounge at the studio. The two men awed her, slapped her, slammed her head against the pool table, and ignored her screams and cries for help, the lawsuit alleges. Hold up. She says, it says, at the news conference in Los Angeles with one of her attorneys, Gloria Alfred, Graves said she has suffered from flashbacks, nightmares, and intrusive thoughts in the years since. It has been hard for me to trust others, to form healthy relationships, or even feel safe in my own skin, Graves said, crying as she read the statement. I want to, because I was listening to Mims. Shout out to Mims, make it make sense. I was listening to him this morning, and he was reading the court documents from this case, y'all. And when I tell y'all, this is one of the most up things I think I have ever heard somebody do to somebody. I'm trying to see if I can find the exact paperwork, which I know you gotta go looking for that shit and have that ready before your live. And y'all know I don't like to be reading all of that shit, but I heard Mims read it. And I pretty much can tell y'all what Mims read. How about that? Okay. And y'all can go watch his video because he read the whole thing. If y'all would like to. But this is just basically what I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. So the executive is apparently not doing a good job. And so Diddy calls Thaila to his office to talk to her about whatever's going on with her man. We don't know who her man is. I don't know why she didn't name her man. I wish she would have named him. But either way, he drugged her, right? He drugged her. She passes out when she gets to the studio, the lounge. When she wakes up, her hands are bound behind her back, and Sherman, the security guard, is standing there. He pushes her head down on a table, and then Diddy comes in. Diddy comes in and puts some type of menthol type of lubricant on himself and sodomizes her. Did it until she lost her bowels. He simply stopped, wiped himself off, and then put it in the front. At this point, it is burning and completely uncomfortable. It's painful. Also, a part of this was somebody threw up in her mouth at some point. He recorded it, and she did not know about it. She didn't know she was being recorded. He showed the video to her boyfriend and some other people. She didn't know any of this until the police came to her because one of those tapes was in the evidence that they got. So this is not a lie. The only reason she knew, the only reason she came forward is because the federale hood found the tape and then went and found her so that they can, add more victims to their indictment. But did y'all hear what I just said? Now, remember when I told y'all and explained to y'all what happens when he has the prostitutes come in? This don't have nothing to do with prostitution. This don't have nothing to do with a freak off. This is him calling in this woman so he can do the most humiliating, disgusting, fucked up things to her so that not only can he use it against her boyfriend, but then he can sell the tape on the black web, I'm guessing, to the highest bidder. He sold the tape. The tape was circulating, so people have seen it. And then that put me in the mindset, so Diddy is making snuff films and selling them to people. And selling them to people who are probably higher ups. For you to do something like that to a woman, it means you hate her. You don't even know this woman. That amount of hate. Yeah, he can't say this was consensual at all because you drugged her in the car. Then when she came in, I think he gave her another drink like water. And then she passes out. And when she wakes up, she's already tied up. And this is what he proceeds to do to her. Why do y'all keep acting like this is any different from R. Kelly? Why y'all keep trying to act like this is any different from any of those other men? It's not. It's not. It's a tactic. It is something that a lot of them know how to do. I told y'all, Hugh Hefner, Clive Day, everybody already knows, allegedly, about how to humiliate and record people. And these men that have access to all of the things they have access to, and this is what we talked about with the Hugh Hefner situation. In the Hugh Hefner documentary, the Playboy thing that came on A&E that I watched, they talked about that man fucking somebody's dog. A woman said she came into the room and he was fucking her dog. Because they have done so much that nothing is ever good enough. So they have to do even more depraved shit and even more depraved shit. It's like an endless pit. And that's why you end up with shit like this. People that are already severely fucked up and traumatized, they get access to money. They get further traumatized in order to get the money they're trying to get. Because to me, Diddy had already been taken advantage of as a child, as far as I'm concerned, based on what everybody's saying and how this is all playing out. This is what it seems like to me. I'm not sure. It's my opinion, conjecture at this point. Somebody that's already been abused to that level, just like the women, once it becomes a way for them to get where they're trying to get in life, somebody then already took it from me. So now I can sell it to you. I can sell it to you to get what I need because somebody has already fucked me up. So basically, Diddy is somebody that is just like your Corinne Steffens and a lot of those other women who y'all call prostitutes and say they knew what they wanted and all of that. No. All of these people are people that have already been traumatized and victimized. So by the time somebody is offering them a huge sum of money or opportunity for being assaulted, it's almost like, well, shit, I don't have nothing now, and somebody already did this to me. So I don't even have the same level of disgust. Now I feel like I might as well. I'm just saying. That's how the girls go from being assaulted and groomed as children by stepdaddies and family members and older men. This is how that happens. And then they become prostitutes selling themselves. That's how that happens. Because somebody has already broke them down all the way to the motherfucking pavement. So when somebody steps in and they offering you a lifestyle for some shit that you didn't already been through and you didn't get nothing out of it but pain, but now he offering you access and a lifestyle, there are some people that are going to sign up for that without knowing exactly what they're signing up for. Because a lot of people think prostitution is I decide when, I decide how much, I decide who. That's what a lot of people feel like prostitution should be. Them choosing when, where, how much, all of that. It's not the same thing as what y'all think. Y'all think prostitution must mean sex slavery or some shit like that. And I think y'all are weird. I think y'all are weird for that. So, yeah, y'all. It's a lot. It's really dark. It's really messed up. Yes, Alexis Sky. Yeah, she told us her story. It's a lot of the young women that have come out and said their story. They just don't tell you how it happened. They don't tell you how it happened. It happens because they have dreams and they want to be in the entertainment industry. They want to be around these people. They want to be around the shit that sparkles. Oh, yeah. And this is another thing. Diddy went to a Catholic school that had a lot of stories surrounding the priests assaulting the children. And he went to the school during the time, 70s, 80s. So this is very much, Diddy could have been assaulted by the church. Diddy could have been assaulted by family. So by the time you get to Andre Harrell and Clive Davis and all of these people, and they could possibly, allegedly, maybe be offering you everything that you could have ever wanted as long as you're willing to bend it over and bust it open for them, I've already done it. But I'm going to tell you something. I don't think that you should look at Diddy as a victim at this point. I don't. I don't think anybody should be looking at Diddy as a victim. Because when you can do this type of shit to another person, you are just a monster at that point. So everybody in the comments saying that this woman is lying, I don't think she's lying at all. Let's hear.
Internal pain after being sexually assaulted has been incredibly deep and hard to put into words. It goes beyond just physical harm caused by and during the assault. It's a pain that reaches into your very core of who you are and leaving emotional scars that may never fully heal. Some of the hardest parts of this pain are the shame and the guilt I have experienced that plays a negative part in my day to day ability to function properly. Being blamed, questioned, and threatened has often made me feel worthless, isolated, and sometimes responsible for what happened to me.
When at the end of the day, when at the end of the day, it doesn't matter that she shouldn't have been there. It doesn't matter that it looks weird. It doesn't matter how she got there. It doesn't matter whether it was a party. It doesn't matter whether it was the studio. What matters is that somebody drugged her, tied her up, and assaulted her, and then had the homeboy assault her, and then recorded it and sold it. None of that is okay, y'all. None of that is anything people are signing up for.
My family issues made the pain even worse. I was already going through a divorce at the time of the assault
That
and
was
did
another
not get the support that I needed.
That was another thing. She was going through a divorce when this shit happened, and there was a possibility that she could have lost her child. So Diddy blackmailed her basically and said that he would make it hard for her to get her child. She would lose her child if that video of her came out. Or if people found out, basically. If people found out about what had happened.
I was also faced with disbelief and judgment. This has put a strain on my selection of men and relationships. But many relationships became aggressive and abusive, which has made me feel even more alone in my struggles. I go through spells of being distant and withdrawn that it's sometimes so hard to leave my house.
That shit. Bruh. The woman claims Diddy and Sherman showed the video to multiple men in an effort to publicly degrade her and humiliate her and her boyfriend. And she says the very thought of the video being out there caused her to again consider ending her life. Graves is going after Diddy, Sherman, and Bad Boy for damages. And she's being repped by Gloria Alfred, who is holding a press conference. Okay. And so that's what we're watching. But basically, he assaulted her, and she was re-traumatized in November 2023 when she found out that he had recorded it. Before, he had just threatened her, like, if it comes out that you did this with me, you might lose your kid. um she said she woke up. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, y'all, this is just terrible. It's really, really terrible to hear what he did to her. um and I don't even understand how anybody could want to be arguing about whether this is true or not. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand how you could want to be arguing about it at this point. She may not even really get any money, y'all. But this is about it being known. It's about releasing. It's about cleansing. Girl, that's insane. Like, so many people trying to make excuses for this shit or act like, oh, it's a girl. No, I believe everything she said. Especially because the FBI came with a video. Like, for them to come like, oh, we found a video of you. And then the boyfriend, I want to know who the boyfriend was, because apparently he was like, yeah, you got to stay quiet about this. You could ruin my career. Whoever that nigga is. Oh yeah, Naomi definitely knows a lot, child. Naomi is probably one of. Let me be quiet. What did Melissa Ford say earlier? Handing them out highest bidder. Mm. The comments are nuts. Of course. Of course. Everybody in the comments wants to defend Diddy as if this is not an obvious pattern of behavior for him. This is a pattern of behavior. And y'all in the comments, man, I don't think it happened. She lying. Man, all these stories can't be real and seen. Like, I'm tired of hearing about this. Well, guess what? Stop clicking on the fucking stories. You see Diddy's face in the damn story. Stop clicking on it then. Stupid ass. Stop clicking on it. Oh, Lord. Let me read y'all super chats. Hey, girl. Saltwater daughter. Thank you for the super chat. Janet sounds like she is laying up under a hotep ninja who makes YouTube conspiracy videos. Like, bitches, you fucking Umar Johnson. Lady T, thank you for the super chat. Fee, thank you for the super chat. Kamala is less white than Barack, who has a white mom. We never had this discourse in 2008. It was the opposite. Them trying to prove he wasn't Kenyan. Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? I read this one. Thank you, Talia. All right, now what's going on, Sydney? Thank you for the super chat. I have grandparents whose race changed from census to census, from white to mulatto to black in one lifetime. That's why I said I wish everybody calm down and stop with this foolishness. Charlene Hoskins, thank you for the super chat. I'm not listening to any grown woman who still talks in her baby voice. Girl, who talking their baby voice still? Simply Me, thank you for being a member for 18 months. This is so random, but do you think Carisha will talk to Diddy while he's in jail? Yes. I think Carisha's head is gone. And I think Carisha's head has been gone since she was standing there with that stupid fucking sign talking about, hey, Pop, go Poppy, or whatever the fuck the sign said. Her head was gone then, y'all. Gone. Out of there. Okay. Angela, thank you for the super chat, my love. Thank you. I haven't caught a live in months. Sending love. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. Hey, DeQuasia, thank you for the super chat. Janet really blew me with her statement, and her fan base were crashing out like Super Mario go-kart by saying she's grieving, despite the fact this interview was done before Tito passed away. Girl, they ain't even go look it up. Simply Me, thank you for another super chat. I agree with Melissa, but why does she still have issues with how Corinne went about things? I don't understand. I still don't understand that, because Corinne is one of the main examples of the girls who had already been brought down to the ground before they even got into the industry, which is why they didn't see anything wrong with what they were doing until they had been discarded and abused to such a crazy extent that you're not gonna feel safe like after all of that shit. Also, Corinne is extremely smart. So there's that. Shout out to Elizabeth Overson. Okay, funny and crazy at the same time. Thank you for the super chat. To deny Dawn, then come ask for help. Girl, Kalina, bad shit, girl. Asking us for help about them kids, but you can't tell us about what happened with Diddy, girl. Why you can't call him and ask him for a lawyer since you up here on the internet lying on his behalf? Ain't that crazy? Anyway, Nisha, thank you for the super chat. They say Jan was Puff Dad's bottom bitch. Yeah, I could see that happening. They also said that she might have possibly set the daddy up because he was cheating on her. Girl, who knows? Songbird, thank you for being a member for 17 months. I appreciate you. Micah, what's going on? Thank you for the super chat. We still don't know if Diddy's a serial killer yet. That's the only thing we don't know, I guess. But as far as him assaulting everybody, child, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Erica, what's going on, my girl? You're gonna have to go back some, catch this playback, girl. Start this shit over like I be doing when I come in late to yours. So you can hear what we was talking about, girl. Kalina over there asking for people to help her get her kids back. CPS didn't take them, but it sounds like she was out here, living a party life, gave her kids to somebody, and now they won't give her kids back. But she also has a kid she had during the pandemic. Where the fuck is Tony? So many questions. Anyway, y'all, that's my show for today. Thank y'all for coming through. Sad, sad world. All right, y'all. Leave down below in the comments and let me know what you might want to see for the next Now That We're Grown. I haven't been feeling moved to do anything with that. So y'all let me know what y'all got going on in y'all mind, and I'll see if I feel like watching something. Because I see people keep asking about another Now That We're Grown, and I am tired of talking about this shit every damn day. So I'm gonna need something to break up this content. I'm gonna do bald. Is it? Because girl. I don't know. Okay, listen. Thank you for the super chat, my love. Hip hop might be wiped out after this Diddy case. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think hip hop is about the music. People are constantly, consistently making music. People are still in hip hop. Like there are so many people that are probably not involved in any of this shit. And a lot of the people that's involved are probably on their way out anyway. They're probably the people that were popping in the 90s and the early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Some of the motherfuckers now, but I'm telling y'all, it's probably a lot of people nowadays that are not necessarily connected to Diddy and this shit, so they can still be in hip hop. Child, J. Cole got a new single coming out, and y'all know we gonna wait for anything Kendrick doing. They not like us. Makai, thank you for the super chat. I gotta catch the playback. Um, I some who's Becky after Diddy. What? Or I don't know. Oh, I wonder who's next after Diddy. We gonna have to see. But y'all, I'll be paying attention to the blogs, and I'll be paying attention to the other content creators, and we'll talk about it. We'll put it all, you know. I find the boyfriend's egg profile. I'll share egg DM. All right, hold up. Before I get off here, let me see, girl. You sent it to my DMs already? Let me see. Because y'all know my DMs. Okay, hold up. Okay, no, that's not it. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Let me go to my general. Did anybody go to my general? No, no, no. Mr. Superman not here. Okay. Well, I'll look it up later. We'll talk about it in the next live if we have to, girl. But either way, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming through. I love y'all. Y'all have a good rest of y'all evening, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.